What's up, Ravens fans? Haven't made a vid in a few weeks, but this is a special week. This is round one of the best rivalry in the NFL. The most intense, the hardest hitting. It's always up for grabs in the AFC North. Whichever team comes out on top of this slugfest and the next slugfest will win the AFC North. It's a given fact just about every year. And once again, it is going to come down like this. All right. Now, the Steelers win, which I don't think they will. They could have the tiebreaker for the AFC North at the moment. Now, if we win, we're in the driver's seat just like we already are, except we would expand our lead. Now, would love to have that happen. In fact, I think it's a must-win because of that. We must put away the Steelers as soon as possible and get ourselves right, gearing up for the playoffs. Now, this is a tough stretch. Going to Heinz Field, then having to travel to San Diego, and then going back to Baltimore. So you got to fly across the country 2 times in a row. It's really tough. And we have to play a few games that are just incredibly tough. I mean, playing Pittsburgh twice in 3 weeks is insane. And then having to play San Diego in the middle, a team that just embarrassed us last year, is going to be really tough. But I think we have the ability to do it. I think we have the desire to do it. And I think we're definitely prepared for it. It helps that we have done this kind of thing before already this year. We've went through a stretch of games where we had to play 4 games in 18 days. Now, no other team has done that in the modern era of football. So, and we went through that 3-1. So, to me, I think we can get through this stretch at least at 2-1. Either splitting with the Steelers or sweeping the Steelers and losing to the Chargers, or maybe even winning all 3. Now, previewing the game, it's going to be a typical matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens. Now, both teams have trended towards a vertical passing game in the recent years. With Torrey Smith being on our team, some fast young receivers with good yards after the catch ability. And so does the Steelers with Sanders and Brown and Wallace. The thing is, the Steelers' defense, their pass defense, as it is already tops in the league. The only thing I can think of is using a balanced attack with our tight ends, our running back, Ray Rice, one of the best in the league, which I think is the X factor for this game. With Big Ben out, I'm not going to put too much into it because the Steelers always play tough. And because they don't have Big Ben in this game, they have to adopt that smash mouth ability that they certainly have with their running backs and their tight end, Heath Miller. And Leftwich, he's not exactly garbage, he was a starter at one time in his career, and he's filled in pretty good for the Steelers since he's come in. So I definitely think that he has the ability to beat the Ravens. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm definitely not going to think that our team is going to come in overconfident because they know what the Steelers can do, and the Steelers know what we can do. That's why it is the best rivalry in the NFL. Either of these teams can win it. It doesn't matter what the injuries are. It doesn't matter what team is in first place or last place. It does not matter. This game is a matchup of smash mouth teams, or smash mouth styled teams, or at least that's how it's been for a very long time. Like I said, they've been transforming their team a little bit. But for this matchup, it has to be just like it always is. Tough to get first downs. Scoring points is a premium, although both teams have the talent to do it. Both special teams are, pretty much run-of-the-mill. You're not going to see too much from it, especially being in Heinz Field. You're probably not going to see too many attempted long field goals or anything like that. Maybe Jacoby Jones will try to get a few good runs in, but other than that, you're not going to have to worry about special teams. It's all going to come down to how both teams play on offense and defense, particularly the Ravens. The Ravens definitely need to step up their defense. Their defense has been horrible this year under Dean Pease. I have faith that they can turn it around a little bit despite the injuries, and I think, you know what, we can win this game. Very close, but it's definitely winnable. Now, as for predictions for the score, I'm predicting somewhere around 20-17. That seems like a reasonable score for this type of game without Big Ben, with facing their tough pass defense. The points are going to be at a premium, even though both teams have the ability, and we've seen it in the past between these teams. They have the ability to put up some points and yards, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen.